Welcome to Comfy and Unfiltered podcast. And as always, we get comfortable and we get unfiltered here.
Yep.
You remember this face, huh?
Oh my God.
That's my mom, Natego, aka Torep Torep.
That's a brand. You
AK,
can't say,
that's how they say it.
no, that's how we day.
AKA,
That's a brand.
AKA Tulip Tulip.
Now you're talking.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm here. I'm happy you came home.
Yeah,
To
you
visit.
keep dragging me out.
Yeah, now that you have all the time, I have to make good use of your name.
You know? Ain't nothing wrong with that. If people use it to build their page, why not? My daughter can always benefit from it.
Yeah.
Why not?
How have you been all week?
Oh, it's been a long week, but today has been a day. People like to poke the bear. They like to poke the bear. And when that bear wakes up, the bear doesn't know how to go back to sleep.
You see my bombastic side eye?
I see that. You can look at me all you want.
Okay.
I am the mother. I can do whatever I want. You're the child. I can tell you what you can do and cannot do. There's two different situations. I am the mother.
African mothers will say, I'm the mother, I give birth to you, and I will take you back to where you came from.
Bam! Squeeze you back in here and suck you in.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
It's unfiltered.
this is my mom. You all know the cup of tea you are getting. So we're talking about the act of mastering and knowing yourself.
Oof.
And you came in mind because I've seen a lot of layers of you. I've seen
The hot,
the
cold.
hard, yeah, the hard, the cold, the bad, the ugly, the in between, the tears, the laughter, the
special.
specials, like yeah, and sometimes the specials runs on Sundays.
But the special is real me. The special is the special na amimitego. I'm special. There's nobody else like me.
Yeah, nobody can. The thing is, nobody can be like you
Yes.
because you are you, and that is why we're talking about mastering the act of knowing yourself. Because a lot of people do not know who they are, and they begin to walk in other people's shoes. What? Mention some of
We are
the
about to go down.
Yeah.
Let's see how we can do this.
mention some of the seasons in your life that became like the oyster moment, where from the oyster you evolved into a pearl. How was it like? And what are these seasons, so that we maybe somebody's going through similar seasons, they will know that hey, you have scars to prove.
I didn't see that coming. But that's going to be a long one, but just brace yourself. You can do it. And like you said, season. So I call it evolving. I call it, I like the way you said it, the oyster, and then finding the pearl in the oyster. You see how hard it is
Yeah.
to get from the slime and get to the oyster and try to cut it and then find that. That's me right here.
Yeah.
Like how to crack that shell and get to the oyster is even a whole different ball game. You gotta be sharp to be able to open that shell. Whew, I didn't see this coming, but it would.
No tears here.
I'm not gonna cry.
Okay,
Ooh, I
please.
refuse.
Okay, because
Ah,
the moment you do like, whoo, I'm like,
It's
not,
like,
not
I
gonna drop in today.
I'm trying to like put it together where
Okay.
it would be good
Okay.
and not just be about just the negative.
Yeah,
Because
we'll be talking about positive
yes,
stuff
because I think for who I am and where I'm at now, it comes with the positives and the negatives. And there are points in my life that the negatives took over, almost drowned me, but then I still evolved from it. So it would be 50-50. We'll be going through that, but just handle it. You're my daughter, just take it, because I take it as it comes. So I would say, like, for me to travel outside Ghana and being on my own is when I started knowing myself. Because being back home, you have family members, and especially me, mine specifically is my uncle, Lawyer. Lawyer was the person who raised me more. Mom was around, but I lived, when mom passed, I was with Lawyer. So you live your life by what you're told.
Yeah.
Back home, that's what it is. It's you do this, you go here, you come here, you do that, you do this, and it's almost like
a template.
yes, and you have no say in what gets said and what gets done. You just go by it.
Yeah.
So for me to become a teacher, live on my own, start teaching, meet a man, and then travel outside Ghana. So being outside Ghana in a country where I don't know anybody except the man who brought me to this country is where I would say I was on my own. So being on my own, trying to figure it out in the U.S., oh my God. That was just like a whole different process. I have this story that I would never forget. Even if, God forbid, I have dementia, I will still remember that.
Is that what you're going to compare?
No, what I'm saying is whatever happens to my brain, I will still remember that. And that is when I come to America. I'm married to Wes. We go out, okay? So we're going downtown. We lived in Denver. We're going downtown, and I didn't have my ID on me.
Girl.
Dressed up and everything. We're ready to enter. Bring your IDs, and here I stand. I don't have mine. He was pissed.
You're going to go back home.
We have to go back.
And come back or never came back?
We got back.
Okay.
But the whole thing is, when you are in a country or when you change your environment and there's no other woman to give you the female version of what you need to do, it's hard. This is a man. He's white, I'm black. This is his country. Excuse me, this is where he grew up. I have to come in, leaving what I know and know best behind me for a man to show me what needs to be done. It's hard. The patience that he has to have to be able to keep repeating the same thing over. I went out when I was in Ghana. I go out, do whatever.
Nobody asks you
for an ID, nothing.
Nobody even cares if, like, you see, I'm very petite, and I could go buy like a drink, and nobody will ask you your age. And here?
No. So here am I. This is something I have to remember to make sure I have it on me at all times. At that time, I wasn't driving. He was driving. I didn't have a purse or anything because we were going, what was it? We were going to go somewhere where we left everything in the car. So I didn't even think about you need to bring this, bring that. Oh my God. That is something I would never, ever forget. Looking at Wes and how red he was. He's mad, but he can't react. But you can tell he's mad. Like, he could have almost called me the B word. Why didn't you have it? But it's not my culture. So this is like a point in my life where when I felt like I knew it all, I know how to handle it. I know how to say it. I know how to do it. But then you travel, you get where you don't know anything. You are starting everything afresh. And this, not the sad part, but the disadvantage of it was I wasn't around any Ghanaians.
Oh.
Yes. When I came to America, I came with Wes. Wes came, did my fiancé visa, came in, and then we lived in Cortez, which is like not a countryside in Denver, Colorado. So it's like the deeper side of it. That's where his parents were. They had a winery, so they grew grapes and yes, did wine from scratch. So when I had just come, they had just started their land and planting. So I was like just white, everything. And then to talk about having sandwiches for lunch, like it was a shock, a culture shock.
Where's my fufu and banku?
But I honestly don't know how I did it. But it was a little bit easier because Wes had lived in Ghana.
Yes.
So he understood the culture and knew how it was and everything. So it made it a little bit easier. But then when we left Cortez and came to Denver by ourselves, bought a house and everything, is where having to, like, it was almost like he had to babysit me. Everything he had to teach me on his own. And I'm telling you, it was not easy. It came to a point where I had to make friends on my own.
Yeah.
And the culture shock, going out, trying to understand what is going on. And it just, oh my God. But it's somehow, it all came into a full circle.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to change into something else. But then I knew where I was going, what I need to do, and how to get there. So like when we were, like I was working, my first job was a deli aid. I think that's what they called it. I worked at the delicacy where we cut the meat, and so it was just like Kroger, but this is King Soopers.
Oh, okay.
So King Soopers, like the apartment complex that we lived in, oh my God, so nice. Like it was for rich people. Like we have shuttles that went from the apartment complex to downtown.
Oh, wow.
So if you work downtown, you don't have to drive. That whole stuff is included in your rent that you pay.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And then there's the King Soopers. You can shop there and even take the cart with you. Yes.
Oh.
So I went there and I could just walk to King Soopers. But there was a lady that came shopping at that King Soopers. She saw me. She's like, "You are so cute." I'm telling you, the white people love me. They're like, I look right for them. Okay.
At that time, you were like very little.
I was like zero. My waistline was like this tiny, but my bubbly butt. I miss those days.
Look at
I miss those days. So the lady was like, "You should be in a clothing store and all that. You look so cute. You can be a model and all that." I was like, "Modeling? No. But I would love to work in a
your
clothing."
Your grandma would have called you on the phone and...
No, I wasn't going to get anybody started. Because the whole idea, everybody wanted me to be a lawyer. Huh?
And now you're out there showing your butt in a Victoria's Secret underwear and bra. Girl.
That was not even... So, I was offered, like she said, you need to... So I was offered a job at the Gap.
Oh.
So I worked at the Gap.
Yeah.
I became a sales supervisor. And I was doing the windows. That's where
you
were wearing a lot of Gap when you were back home.
I remember I used to.
All your clothes were coming from the U.S. Came in Gap bags, the blue with the Gap. So, mastering who I am, I'm saying all this to say I started somewhere. And when I was on my own is when I started getting to know myself. So it was almost like I did it all on my own. Because to have to travel and have a man tell you, do this, do that, It's hard, but I was able to get through it. So I think what happened with me is I had to build a fence that I did this by myself. I did this on my own, and I'm gonna protect it. So anything that looked like it was gonna put a crack in my wall,
You're like, rah!
oh God, I will make some cement and seal it shut. So I did that, went through divorce, and have to move and be on my own. That's another thing that I was like, I thought I had it all. It's all done. I'm enjoying it. Da, da, da. And then there comes that negative. It breaks what I'm comfortable with. It breaks what I'm used to.
And what you thought you were building too.
Yes. It's all broken now. Start over. And then having to drive, having to, oh my God, now get a job. Now I want to go to school. So I started as a dental assistant. I went to school to be a dental assistant. And I was in class. As I'm speaking to you, I remember exactly where I was sitting when the World Trade Center came down. I was in school being a dental assistant when the whole World Trade Center thing happened. I remember exactly where I was in Emily Griffith Opportunity School. I remember exactly where I was sitting in that class. So got that done, became a dental assistant, started working, met a man, got pregnant, and then I go to work and I'm throwing up.
You're pregnant?
Yeah, with your sister. I open my, like, not I open my mouth. I go to work, the patient gets in the dental chair, I get everything ready. Right when they open their mouth and I see the spit, I have to, like when I'm suctioning and so I couldn't do it. I had to stop working. Had a marriage that I thought that was the marriage, and there goes another disappointment, another defeat. So I was like, I was getting sharper and stronger and almost like
sitting on the edge.
Yes, and I was losing who I was.
No.
So now I feel like I have to be ready to protect anything that I'm about to lose. So I was like sharp.
Always on guard. Yeah.
So I realized that I'm this person, and I'm telling you, it's just been this past year that I've just sat down and said, you know what? I was just talking to one of my classmates, and she made a comment like, Ophelia, you were never like this. Like you would joke, would laugh, but you were never somebody who was like mad and would insult and use words. And I'm like, you know what? My life in America has made me who I am. That I'm not willing to lose anything that I value anymore. So I'm always on the fence, in a defensive mode. Like I am not gonna wait till it catches me off guard.
Can we say that it was basically a trauma response, like having the same experience twice when you felt like now I'm getting comfortable. Now I'm building something. Now this is in my name, and then it breaks. It's like you are responding to certain pain, certain disappointment, and in certain way that it comes out like it's in psychology to say it's translate out of your body in words and in like not throwing a real face.
Yes, but it's just that protection or that it's almost like a quick response to what is happening. That it's almost like it's gonna happen again.
Yeah,
and I gotta protect it. That I'm gonna lose something or I'm gonna see disappointment. Then bam, like my antennas are at. It's only when I'm at work, but when in my real life, family life, I'm different. And I'm this sweet person. I will joke, I will laugh. I have it all in me. But when it comes to I'm losing this control and it opens up, I can't let it be opened. I have to close it. And if it takes me being a beast to do it, I don't mind. I will turn into a beast to protect what I believe in and what I have.
Wow. Like, I'm happy I'm getting to see this version that you're able to speak your truth, and it is going to allow some of us to sit with ourselves and get to know ourselves, because I'm realizing that sometimes you're like, I don't want to be like this person, but in life, and they're like, oh, I'm kind of turning into my mom. Like, now it's like I'm so eager to protect, and because of experiences, because of certain disappointments and all that, like.
So it's not like you're becoming like someone. It's you knowing that this is not what you want,
and me
and
seeing,
you don't want it to repeat.
Yes, and me seeing some seasons of your life, and me seeing that, oh, this looks familiar. So it gives me the opportunity to be like, how can I do better? How can I respond well? And that is why, like, you see these days, I'm like, oh, now, like, you've changed. Like,
that's why, like, sometimes I get so into the whole. I build that guard, and I'm like, don't go there, and I don't know how to express it, or I don't know how to say it in a way that you would understand. It is because you almost like you're triggering something that I know where this can go. I know you're going to that fire. Stay away. Don't like.
Even it may not just be fire; it's just flames, but because of what you've been through
and what I know could come out of it. It's like when you've been through certain things and you get used to, or it's happened a couple of times, you almost know. It could be different for different people, but then it's there. If it's not A, it's going to be B. If it's not left, it's going to be right. So if it's not going to be a positive, it's going to be negative. So it's me knowing how the negative is, and I'm just like, no, you cannot go there. You cannot do it. But it's not, you have to be there. You have to be through it to understand. But sometimes my thing is, why do I watch my family to go through something that would not end up well, and wait till it happens before I say you could have? And that's what I believe in. You should, you don't, then you could have, and you could have. No, I don't believe in that.
So looking at you evolving, going through all this, and building that wall, now your wall turns not only to a wall, like a wall to protect you, but it turns to a cage that keeps you to yourself. And it's like, now I don't want anybody around me, because I don't want nobody triggering. And there was once a point in time that you could go from 0 to 100 when it doesn't even, like, when it is not necessarily for you to go there.
But you see it as not being necessary, but it is the person who is going through it that knows that I see what is coming, and I'm going to protect myself.
But sometimes, our brain, because of our brain builds memories of certain things, and our brain either makes us to flee, or you have to just be flee and flight and
I know exactly what you're saying.
But we'll go into it will come. So sometimes it's not
fight or flight.
Yes, fight or flight. It's not that dangerous, but because your brain is used to and has seen that, it's triggering your body to react. But then it may not be. Let's say, like if I had said something, and that didn't sound like what somebody has said before that got you off, you're gonna react the same way because your body builds memory. And I'm grateful that it got to a time that like you started realizing certain things. That's what we're talking about, knowing yourself and mastering it, because it's an act of work that you have to put yourself into. Many of us have built an identity through trauma, through rejection, through pain, and out of it, we've chipped part of us that were the pleasant part, the good part. Like we carve ourselves into something that is unrecognizable, because people are being people, and people can be so nasty and wicked. Even Jesus Christ, God said, he said, I regret even creating human being. The heart of man is desperately evil, and if you are not careful, you will block yourself from people, and you become like an island, and people will walk on eggshell around you because they don't know the version they get it. If they get it, Shinene, Shinekwanda, or whatever.
But this is it. This is it though. If you get to know someone on a certain level, you get to know them and know who they are and what triggers them.
But many people do not take the time.
They just want to draw the conclusion based on, like, there's been something that has happened today that is just, it was based on what I said. But are you forgetting what you did? Your action caused this reaction. So why are you now crying wolf?
Because
you poked me.
Yes, but to human beings, our thing is, if I poke you, be like a cat. Don't.
I'm human too.
Yes, but that is
I know.
How we want
but you
things
see how
to be.
you see how you understand this process differently because you've done psychiatry. You've studied social services, social life, or social studies, or whatever that is called. So you understand it from a different angle. When you take a layman like me, I'm not gonna sit there and analyze this and think that this is human. You are a beast, and you're going to get a beast reaction.
You got some
from
claws on your skin.
If I don't send for you, don't come.
Don't come for me because I'm gonna jump on you. That's it.
I don't start, but I make sure I finish.
Yeah.
But guess what? These are the things that make me do what I do. There are people who can control it. There are people that can roll their eyes. That's why the dog and the cat are not the same.
They're not, and they are not even friends.
So you can tell me just because you can let it go, I should let it go. We are not the same. We were created differently. I'm here for a reason. You're there for a reason. Keep that energy. Let me take my energy. Don't demean my feeling. And that's one thing that makes me so mad. That if I'm feeling a certain way, you want to tell me I don't have the right to feel that way. Or, it's not necessary. It's not important. This has been going on too long. You can't tell me how to process my grief. You can't tell me when to forgive and move on. It is my process. Let me do it my way. Maybe it would even be better for you. If I do it my way, it might even be easier and I will let it go. But if you want to tell me how, when, and who to do, that is where I'm like, when did I become your baby? Please quit. I'm too old to try to teach me new tricks. This is me. I know who I am. See, I used to be. Let me tell you that I've come so far.
You have. And I'm so proud of you.
I used to be mad. Just from a bad cough.
Yes.
If somebody coughs.
And they don't cough the right way, and they give a twitch of an eye, girl, you will sling to that place. why did you come looking at me?
And it's just like, and I'm there.
Yeah.
And you know why? I think it started from that whole divorce where I brought my mother-in-law, that I felt like I had two people against me in my own home.
Yeah. And you could not defend and prove the truth.
So it was just like, how did I get here? Something that I've built and tried to help someone, and they just come in and take it away from me.
Yeah.
So now I got to a point where you look at me, I almost went there.
Yeah.
What you trying to say?
Yeah.
What
It's
you
like-
trying to do?
Yeah. You looks like you're coming after me.
No, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather get you before you get me.
But it may be that it was just like coincidence. It may even be that somebody is just admiring you. But triggers.
Yes, the looks, the sounds, the movement of the head. Because I've been in my
You're
own...
reading body language when you...
Yes, because I've been in my own home and I'm being looked from the top of my head to my feet, and I'm being demeaned just with looks and sounds. And so when I'm out here trying to be me and you're doing it, all it does is it takes me back there, and I'm like, bitch, this time it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag you before you even get to me. And then I get to a point where I was told I started therapy.
Yay,
And I
good
was-
job.
Well, that was past.
Oh,
Some years ago.
oh,
And then
you should do again.
Mm.
It helps.
No, are you trying to build clientele? I'm not gonna be your client.
No,
Um,
did we?
So then, this therapist will say, when you feel like there is a trigger, start counting 1 to 10. I tried it though. Don't say
I know because you
no. I put effort
do
in.
1,
Don't do that.
2,
No.
before you get to 5, you be like, F it.
I can stand there and be like, and now 1, and a 2, and a 3. Fucker. Like I get it to the where I'm like taking the deep breaths, and I'm like, I've even done it like in the point where I find something crazy. Oh, then I just go. It's like I could not. I'm like, why am I sitting here letting this be taken away from me?
Yeah, like
Why am I going to sit here and lose it when I can get my thing back and protect it? So knowing you, it's what brings you there. Though.
yes.
So you build characters, you build behaviors, you build a person in you as a person from experiences,
Yeah.
from what you've been through.
Yeah, that,
But
that
I
is
think-
like a personality.
I think mine, I've been through so much trauma,
Yeah.
and it's always through relationships.
Yeah.
And it's always through the ones that I help,
Mhm.
the ones that I want to be there for,
Yeah.
so that I end up being at the losing end.
Yeah.
So now my thing is, okay, I'll help or I won't help.
Mhm.
But then I'm not even going to give you the room to do it. I don't have walls where I won't let people in.
Yeah.
I'm open. I will do relationships, I'll do whatever. But the sad part is now I break every little thing down.
Yeah.
And
You lose your guard.
no, I don't lose my guard.
Oh, okay.
I protect it.
Mhm.
And then every little thing the person does, I feel like I analyze it. I
Overthink it.
I pick every little thing and I look at it both sides. And if you come to me with positive, it's easier
Yeah.
for me to say, okay, this is positive. Okay, maybe he meant this, maybe he meant that. Maybe she's just looking, And then there's the negative.
Mhm.
The negative I don't analyze.
Yeah.
I go for it all out. like it's almost like
Okay.
I'm diving into the pool.
But
I just
can
go.
Can I say that it is you that is detecting or identify if it is negative from your point of view?
Yes.
Because
Because
sometimes,
nobody will figure it out for me.
yeah, because sometimes it's not a negative, but it is you seeing it like, oh, it looks like,
Yeah.
it sounds like.
But
And
that's
it's-
me, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then maybe the person may come from a place of care and how
But
maybe
you
how
have to
they
prove it.
Yes.
And you have to present it that way.
you have to present it in your way because there's certain language that you understand.
That's why you're a psychologist or whatever you call yourself. That's why, but I'm not coming for. But, like, look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. If you haven't studied anything around this, you'd be different.
Yeah.
Because I know when you had not done this, all the school stuff, you would feed into what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You didn't know who, where, and how,
Mhm.
honestly.
Yeah.
But if you do it that way, it's easier for you. But if I get someone like me on this other end,
Yeah.
they can't break it down for me.
Yes.
I have to break it down myself.
Yes.
It has to be me breaking it down for me to understand.
Mhm.
So me breaking it down is the language that I know
Yes. Yes.
and I understand.
Yes.
So when you say,
Uh-huh.
and there's a sound in there
Mm.
that reminds me of an Anubi,
Mhm.
it's about to go down.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, when you know yourself, you get to interpretate the. You see, yesterday we had a conversation, and I was like, oh, I think there's a conversation going on. There's something like, oh, you're reading ministry. I'm like, I see, but then I also appreciated the fact that if you were before, you would jump in. Hey, let me call this person.
Mhm.
But you're like, oh, stop, don't read meaning to it, do this, do that. I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna, yours I'm taking, but then I'm also gonna do my
Yes.
own thing.
But
and
you
figure it
see
out.
where I was in that situation.
Mhm.
I was looking at it from both sides.
Both sides.
But if I haven't been through it
Mm-hmm.
and knew about it, I wouldn't have been able to give you a point where you could pick
Mm-hmm.
what would work for you.
Mhm.
It's because I've been there.
Mhm.
There were times that I went straight to it
Yeah.
and gave shot for shot.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
There were times that I didn't say a word, I was quiet, it didn't work. There were times that I took a step back, understood the other person from where they were coming from, and then put where I was coming from and thought about it and tried to fit it in. So then I'm being careful of how I say it. So I'm not hurting the other person and they're not hurting me. But if you don't look at things from both sides, it's hard to understand. And that's why when I feel like I've made a decision and I'm sticking to it, it's because I've weighed it from both sides. And I know that I've looked at it. If it goes this way, it goes against me. If it goes that way, it goes against me. But if I look at it, it goes against me and it goes against them, then I find a middle
Yeah.
to compromise. But if I see that every angle it
Points
comes
at you.
against me, I would defend myself. That is it now for me.
Yeah.
So now if you see me mad about something, then I've looked into it and it all comes against me.
Wow. So, we've heard a part of you now, and so, what will you name this season of your life? What name will you give it?
I will give it as the matured Tilip, the matured Na. But you know, in our community, when you are vocal, when you respond to stuff, when all people see as it's either you're fighting or you're just loud. That's all they want to call it. But they forget that this is a person that is being through some stuff. So why is she like this? Now my explanation for what I do is sometime in my life, I was not allowed to defend myself. I was shut down with a brand, a name, and things that were said have now become a thing on me. But if I had been able to defend it and clear it for people who heard A to hear B, they could have analyzed it and realized, A was never true. Okay, we see where B is coming from. There was never that option for people to see A, see B, and make something out of it for themselves. They were presented just one side of the story.
Yes.
So now me here is, I am not going to let anyone have that identity of me. I want people to hear my version. I don't care if you accept it or not. I don't care if you believe it or not. But there's going to be people that have brains that will say, this is A, this is B. Okay, so I'm going to put those two together and pick what makes sense out of it. We're not going to keep presenting the world with just one side of a story or one side of an incident. There should be people that have opportunity to have two sides of the story so they can make their own app out of it. And this is me now. So if you come with me, or if you come to me with a reasonable conversation, you will get a reasonable conversation from me. If you come that you are about to attack me and the little reputation I have left, I will protect it. If you want to be in the gutters, we can go in there. And I do not want a situation where you're going to turn it and be like, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. Because I'll get off the couch.
No.
Because I'm going to be me.
No, I'm not.
Good.
I'm hot. You are not on a therapy session or whatever.
Good.
So
wait till when I start give you my insurance card, and then we start therapy.
Wait till I'm licensed, then we can talk about that. But what I wanted to say is, when emotions are bottled up, when words are shut off, it becomes like a time bomb, and it explodes anytime. But one thing about Africans and Ghanaians, we want to set the time when the time bomb should go off, and we want to figure out where it can blast to,
and where it
should blast,
and when and how.
But then it started from somewhere, and it got to some point, and we are not empathetic enough to tread on the same path with the person has been.
Nobody puts themselves in the other person's shoes.
Yes.
They will tear you down, break you. Just do this mistake, and they will build on it. But then when they go through the same thing, they want you to use a different comb to comb through it. Because when it was my turn, you had a machete. You had a machete in your hand and you were cutting me and wanted to cut me till I bled to death. But now you're in the same situation and you want me to baby you, wrap you up, put you on my lap and rock you and sing lullabies to you and put you to sleep. How to the F no? I'm going to stomp you with my high heels.
Because
I'm going to hold you by your head and drag you all the way down. Because what?
That is them, and that is their expectation. Your expectation should be different from what they're expecting from you.
Okay, listen.
So wait, let me learn. So, no matter what has gone on, no mastering and knowing you will give you the opportunity to not, like, how do I say it?
Give them what they want.
Tit for tat.
Listen.
But I don't want us to even drill here anyway.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, me, mastering me.
Yeah.
I know who I am. When you've done it to me, you know why I didn't commit suicide with all the stuff that happened to me? Because even my therapist told me I have this personality that I would rather pay back and be nice after that than just stay at the losing end. If you do me this a little and I do you, then I'm okay. Then I can forgive.
So
But if you do me and I don't do you, I can't forgive. This is me. I know who I am. And that's why sometimes I say, you're forgetting what you did.
And people do. So,
Yes, they forget what they do.
so
But
why
then
don't you like? Okay. You said let's leave it. You said this season you are in is is named maturing. I want a matured. If you just join us, I'm here with my mom. My name is Ohima Nanama. This is Comfy and Unfiltered, and as you can see, we are having therapy 101.
That's not true.
That's not true.
I'm being interviewed. I'm having a discussion.
You better put
therapy.
some money in my account because like as it's a matured season. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're talking about mastering the act of knowing yourself, and we like she's saying a lot of things that is helping us to first knowing yourself, understanding your triggers, understanding your reactions, so that you know what somebody's getting and what you're giving. Yeah. So this season being the maturing season, and you getting better and getting there. What is some of the like props you give to yourself?
Props I give to myself is now I rethink everything I say. I used to be unfiltered.
Yeah.
Like when you say unfiltered, I mean I had no filter.
Get unfiltered.
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
even there. It's like bad.
Yeah.
And then
Tyler Perry unfiltered.
no,
I'm trying to find a word for you.
no. Like if you go to Tyler Perry, it's like it is me. Where when stuff comes into my head, like when you said something and now you're trying to say you didn't say it. I hate that. And I don't care who it is where you're, I will call you on your BS. It's like, why? Why are you lying? What is the necessity of this lie right now? It's not necessary. And for some reason, it's something that gets me. It makes me so mad. It's like, it's not necessary. There are certain things that you lie about for a reason. You know, I'm not perfect. But if it's not necessary, there is no need to do it. I used to be the I'll call you out. And I think I still do. But
In a nice way now.
but now I don't get too mad. I get mad too. But it's just that I rethink. And then now I know when to stop. Because I used to be bad. I'll go on and on and on and on and not stop and then hold a grudge. I won't talk to you for nothing. I won't even look at where you're standing. I would not even blink. Like you might be standing there talking, but you don't exist. But now it's just like I deal with my feelings and then I say, you know what, it's not worth it. And then, but it takes time to get there. I don't just jump and say, and then I think it's all because I feel like, why do I have to be the bigger person all the time? Why can't people see that they're part of this problem? You know?
I think you have the spirit of justice.
Yes.
That's it.
That's me. It's the principle.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me petty.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, why? You know, like, why do you think that you can always do it? And you can always play I'm the one that went through this, I'm the one that... why does it have to be always you?
Yeah.
Why can't the other person also have that opportunity
Yeah.
or that process of going through what they are going through? But you always want to be the one that gets loud, and then when you get given back, then you want to coil up and start stuff. If we want to stay this level, let's stay at that level. If we don't want to start, let's not start. And I know me. I can sit here and say I've changed, but I'm human.
Yeah, you gotta
Just because I told you I'm changed, that doesn't mean come here and sleep your little garbage and come and put it in my home.
No,
I'll clean you out.
And one thing is that when you master yourself and you know yourself, you're not even bothered about who comes and whatever, because you know that I have gotten to the stage where I have passed that and I have evolved.
I haven't gotten there.
You're getting there.
Yes, I'm working on it.
Yes.
But you're making it sound like I'm there and I'm not using it. I'm not there yet.
I'm
working towards
the
that.
tools you have.
But then, when you tell a Ghanaian that you've changed, that's the time that they want to bring your shit.
Yeah, because they want the proof that you. So then,
I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody.
It's not that you prove it, but then it has to be evidential. Is it the word right? Evidential in everything that.
If I'm telling you I'm changed, leave me alone.
Allow people to be people.
Yes. So you're being a people, and I'm being me. And me says, don't bring it over here. Don't start it over here. I know me.
Yeah.
That's why these days I remove myself from a lot of triggers. Yeah. If you're going to, I've been having some things at work. So let me tell you a joke. One of my coworkers, we were talking about how I MC and I act and all the stuff I do in the community. And I was saying I have a lot of haters in the community. Not because I even did something to them. Sometimes I just meet people and just my personality, the way I talk, or the way some people just hate me for that. I haven't done a thing to them, which I have nothing against. I accept it. Even Jesus had haters, so it does not bother me. She made a joke and she goes, "I thought it was only at work." I said, "I'm here at work too. Wherever I am, I've told you." Wherever I am. If there's 10 people, at least I'm going to have 2 that hate me. And it's like that. Yeah. I've grown to accept it. So when I go to a place and I end up having people who don't like me, I don't like them either. I make it a mutual feeling. So if I see that you don't like me, trust and believe we are on the same page. You like me, I like you. We have a situation we don't want to talk, I won't talk to you either. Like what? You don't like me, so I have to beg and like you?
No.
Like someone doesn't like you, they will recruit others to not like you. But guess what? It does not bother me.
And it doesn't have to change who you are. You get to be the light.
So what you bring? No. What you bring is what you get. You come at me nice, respectful, cordial, nice. You get that.
It's like you walk in and you having like a bag on you that you've been handing over stuff, whoever comes you just search it and give them what they're supposed to get.
People are walking around with what they want to give.
Yeah, and then so you receive it and you give them what they need to get. That's it.
So whatever you're getting from me,
I'm imagining how your therapist was doing.
Whatever you're giving me is what you're getting.
Yeah.
Because I don't give first.
Yeah.
I honestly, because sometimes, and one thing I've realized about me is, if I go to a new place, the people I meet first
are the ones
that are nice and kaka with me are the ones that end up becoming my enemies.
Yeah.
So now my thing is, if you're nice too much to me, I'm very careful because I know it's about to go the other way. So I need to be. And the ones that don't like me are the ones that end up getting to know me and they become like good acquaintances. Yeah. So now this is my thing. Now I pay attention to. Once I walk in, the ones that give me your number. We gotta talk. I'll help you do this. Those are the ones I watch out for now.
It's like now you're able to read a room.
Yes. Yeah, and the ones that are just like kind of stayed back and gradually they're the ones that I nurture whatever they are bringing in. And like you said, I don't have a bag of stuff. I read and you get read.
Yeah.
So whatever you bring, I read it, I analyze, and I give it back. So your action will determine the reaction you get out of me. You bring nice, lovely, look out for each other, let's be there for, you're going to get that. You bring foolishness, you're going to get foolishness. You bring stupidity, you're going to get stupidity.
It's fine.
You bring nonsense, you're going to
Hi,
get nonsense.
hello there, this is Coffee and Unfiltered Podcast. My name is Sayam Mananama, and Tulip is sitting here. You can hear. Yeah, you can hear her. So, and that's my mom. Now.
Whether you like it or yes.
That's what I got. But then, that's one thing that I want us to talk about. I think it's downtime as you have evolved and you I'm going to use the word changing because you're still in the progress of.
But I don't want to call it change because I'm too old to change.
No, but everybody.
I'm mastering certain things.
Okay, so now that you're mastering and knowing yourself and
I know myself.
And
I'm just
accepting yourself and redefining your identity and everything. Now that you get into all that point and everything, I think it's high time that people get to see this new baby. I'm not gonna use the word baby that you are nurturing, and they get to know her.
I think they will get to know her. You're forgetting that I told you. You get what you bring.
No, we're not talking about those that bring it whatever.
So they can bring what I put out.
They can bring whatever they want to bring.
But how I deal with it.
Yes, it's like you can turn rags into designers. Yes,
into a quilt,
into something good and nice. So the power is in you. It's in your hands.
Okay.
Whatever the person is bringing, they know that there's going to be a reaction, so they're bringing it. But you have the power to turn it into something else, and make it be like, oh, you wanted me to say this or do that. But then after sitting and watching this video, after sitting and watching and listening to you, this is what I want to educate you on something. And like I've gotten to know versions of you that I think if I say I'm turning it to you in a good way, because like I'm learning a lot of wisdom from you.
And you're using it a different way because of your personality. Because like we would say the same thing. The way you will say it, you're gonna use the Bible, you're gonna use quotations to say it.
Yeah.
And I am gonna be blunt and open. But it's
you
gonna
can
be the same thing.
But you can be blunt and
polish
it and shape it.
Sometimes people hear when it's raw.
You still like trying to like think for people. What I'm saying, you get it?
What they want to hear is what I'm giving them.
Yeah, and then what you think they want to hear.
Okay.
But some people want to hear this version. Okay. You see how you're sitting at this version? It's so
calm and
nice, so
sweet.
Like
7 hours ago, I was heated.
So it's like
I can fit in. Any situation.
But then those that are seeing that version don't get to know this, and it's like, oh, now they have a whole idea of you, a whole picture about you, and you see how some of our friends who see you and they're like, oh, mommy, is that your mom? She's so pretty. Are you sure she's your mom? I'm like, yeah. Oh, you're not? No. It's like it's apples and tomatoes. I'm like, this one is different, but we don't see that. I'm like, have you heard her speak? Even when she's angry, she's teaching. Have you even heard her when she's angry? She's giving fat. Like she will sit down and write her facts down, then come and tell you what she wants to say. Have you seen that? They're like, I'm like, that's me too. But then just because I don't yell, just because I don't use curse words, doesn't I'm worse than her. But but we are mastering to know ourselves, and I want people to see this version of you because you've evolved so much, and you're doing so much better now. Okay? So this version that let's go back to the question. Now I explain to you. So the version that you've become now, it's time to outdoor this version. The question goes: are you willing to outdoor this?
Am I willing to?
Yeah.
It is me.
Because this is the new.
This is me. It's been me.
You. Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. This has been me.
Yeah.
But I'm putting out what I'm getting.
Yeah.
We are sitting here having a reasonable conversation. How else am I going to turn it into something? It wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Because look at what it is.
Yeah, the atmosphere.
Yes, the environment. I'm not getting a caption that is calling me a name. I'm not sitting here and you attacking me. You're not calling me names. You're not disrespecting me. So you're getting this. So it's what I get is what I react. But now, if you want another version or whatever you're asking for, would be I don't respond to everything. I don't respond to everything. But one thing I can promise you and guarantee you that if anybody crosses that line for Reverend Owusu Bempah, that I can guarantee this. I can. Because guess what? That's the man of God. I believe in his anointing. I believe that I would have been gone by now.
So, I'm not cutting you off. So everything you're doing is out of 100% loyalty?
No, it's not loyalty. I don't owe him any loyalty. He hasn't asked me to do anything.
That he can't ask you.
But what I'm saying is, I am not going to break something that I cherish.
Yeah.
It's just that it comes back to me losing stuff that is good for me. Stuff that I need to lose it. If you keep doing this to him and he's not out there cursing the devil out so I can move on, what do you want me to do?
Okay. So what you can do now
Yeah.
is I think what I think will help is maybe they should recruit you in the prayer tower so that you
don't think I pray?
No, I know you pray, but be part of his prayer tower and be casting out demons that are attacking him, or coming to say and talking and like but then that is
okay. So
that is on the side.
maybe I see what you're saying. That even if I'm gonna respond to something, or if I have something that I want to comment on, I can do it like smoothly and quietly and lovely like this. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. This language, not everybody understands.
But then you leave it to them whether they wanted to understand or not. Okay. Release certain auras.
Okay.
Because now that you're doing way good and building yourself, and guys, my mom is gonna be an RN.
Oh Lord!
I'm so excited that you get to be a traveler and that I can get some tickets and get some money. Because now I'm waiting on my first house. The down payment is gonna come from you. So I'm just waiting on that.
Yeah, boy, because you have everything set up.
You have no idea what I have in this head.
Woo! I'm sitting here
and plans I have for you are plans to take it to an expected end.
Wow.
There's the video that I watched now. The person said, you don't know how movie like when we are with you guys, don't mind it. The moment we say we leave it, you say you have plans for us.
So you have plans for me?
I have a lot of plans for you.
But what plans do I have for myself?
That is you. Oh, but my plans that I have for you are plans to an expected end. And that is going to come from, oh God, I'm in the spirit. That is going to come from you giving me some of those monies, some of those RN's money, some of those, oh God. And those plans that I have for you are going to come to perfect fruition. You have no idea. You have no idea.
The Lord is my strength. That's all I can say.
So, yeah. No. Where were we?
We were just at the point where, you want to change me into something else.
Oh, no. But you are changing into what you meant to be. Nobody forcing you. You got to realize that there is a part of me that needs to be evolved, that needs to be, and you're doing the work for it. You're doing a great job. You are like,
and also we are forgetting that sometimes the environment
yes,
affects our actions too.
It does.
It all depends on where the person is at in life.
Yeah.
If they are already stressed out,
Yeah.
if they already lost something, if they already feel like something is not going the way it's supposed to go, and then you bring your nastiness and your nonsense in it,
you add it up to the pile.
yes, and then it causes a bad reaction.
It does.
I'm at a point in my life where I'm good. I'm good. And being good affects the good, and the good
and then you give out
and then
good.
the good gets the good. So it's all about what's going on and what. Like if you're already going through something, and then somebody wants to add on, you pick out, and then it just comes boom. Because there's already something going on. Yes. But if I have nothing going on, but I feel like this I'm not gonna let you do. I'm gonna shut it down. Then I will do it. But now I even don't have much time on my hands. I used to have a lot of time.
Yeah. And
loneliness.
And
then nothing much to do. So then it becomes some sort of entertainment
and a hobby.
Some sort of occupying your time with it. But now I was like, I don't have the time. I don't. So it's all like, it's timing. It's timing. Because if I'm thinking I could have done this, I haven't been able to do it. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and then I turn around, there's some nonsense. It's almost like a fly in your ear, like buzzing. You gotta smack it and throw it away. So that's...
So I wanted to add something, like you like growing, and even with me, I've also come to understand that even if the environment has...
I'm getting freckles.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's all over me.
Jeez.
Oh God, you also...
I just saw yours.
Yeah. Wow, they're really coming a lot, and they're getting bigger.
Dang.
Yeah. So, why are you becoming a weapon fashioned against me? Why?
Did I just throw you off again?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, okay.
My brain just picks everything. It just boom, 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 boom. Oh my God.
Okay, now I remember.
Okay.
Like with me, I've also come to understand the art of mastering yourself is saying the words that you want to say in your head before it comes out. Because when you sieve the words, when you sieve, it reduces the reactions. So like if I was going to say a B word, I'd rather say, a different word that may sound nicer, but it means the same thing. Instead of coming that. And me mastering myself now is also being somebody that I just step back. I'll just give you space. Stepping back, having no contact to withdraw. Because it's like you being hooked up on a drug. because these things become like it gives the reaction of a drug.
Mm-hmm.
So
it kicks in the adrenaline, and then
yes, yes. So the moment you withdraw yourself, you withdraw your words, your actions, it doesn't give it power over you anymore, and then you just let them. If you want to be stupid, be stupid. Why I get better? When I get better and I withdraw and I get better. When I'm speaking from a different perspective. That is not hurt. That is not in that like I need to say something. I need to do something. But it's more of you said this. You said that. You acted this way. But then where did all this start? Now how do we go forward? How do we make it happen? And that also helps. And as you master yourself, you give yourself grace. One thing that I'm hearing from your story is you are hard on yourself because one there is family looking at you. One being an elderly person, being the eldest. Two, there are people that are projecting certain words and certain actions. So like, I need to make it. I need to do it. I need to say something. Like, if not, I don't even know how my granny is gonna see me. I don't even know how my mom is gonna. And that's how I like some days I'm like I don't even know how people are seeing me. And I remember on my birthday I asked a question to my friends when we got it. I was like, what is the perception you have about me? And sometimes you need to call the close people around you and ask what is your perception, because everybody get a version of you. You see, we have a like part of our families, they have a perception about you. Your children have a perception about you. And me, my perception is good and bad. Like I told you that other people have different perception. But when you get to know all these perceptions, you put it together. How did I get here? Now what do I do? How do I evolve? And like I said, you're doing a great job at it. How do I make this be erased out of their minds?
But you can't erase somebody's perception of you.
Yeah, but you can not. Okay, let me rephrase.
What
it.
you can do is you can have them have another version of you,
and
like
then they get
saying,
the power to choose.
And that's why I say there's always the A part of a story and the B part. So when people have both sides.
Yes.
But you know what? I don't need to prove anything to anyone too, because when I'm at work, I'm different.
Yeah.
Someone who works with me will give you a different
version. Yeah.
Someone who has lived with me will give you. Somebody who's hanged out with me. So everybody has the part of their life where the closest people are the ones, or families are the ones that knows each version of the person.
Yes.
And I cannot be in a situation where I feel that everybody should know me on a different levels. If you know me on Facebook as this mean, nasty old person, fine. Keep that. Because that's there.
That's there.
I have someone who works with me, see me as a professional, hardworking, reliable, and in that same workplace, someone sees me and they're intimidated. There's someone who sees me that doesn't like me. Someone will say I'm bossy. Someone will say I'm rude. But there might be somebody else right there saying, no, she's not. She just wants you to do your job.
Yeah, she's a perfectionist. That's
so
she is.
It is a job.
Yeah.
But everybody has their perception of me. Even in that same professional building, everybody has their own way of describing me. And I'm not there to try to get you to have a different perception of me. It's you. I don't need to show people that I can be this and I can be that. I don't need to. You can pick it up for yourself. So earlier I had a video. Now I have this. If you post it, someone can say, oh wow, she can have a reasonable conversation. Or that don't mess with that one. Because when you do, she can turn like this on you.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Because if we are not careful as people, you're gonna live different lives around different people, trying to prove and like disprove and fit in and all that. And I don't believe in that. So wherever I evolve to, whoever I become, the important people that need to know of this new person will get to know. Somebody would never get to know this.
Yes.
They would always know
That,
don't F with me part.
Yeah.
And that's where they deserve to be. You keep them there. And then the ones that need to be on this side, we'll bring them over here.
Yeah.
So I want to be like this. I don't want to be trying to please anybody or expect them to know. No.
And that is mastering yourself. Because you're mastering your, how do I say it? I don't want to use the word personality, but you're mastering
my attitude and my behaviors.
Okay, and
I know where to use
to use it and where to when
because I wouldn't take my behavior off of Facebook to work.
No, you can't.
Because I know where the line is drawn.
Yeah, and I think that as we're talking about mastering yourself and mastering knowing yourself, it also comes with allowing your people, which is your circle, to have also a say in what they are experiencing. Because sometimes they're experiencing this version to you, you're the perfect person, but then it's like, oh, this could have been done this way, this could have been done way, and then as you're mastering and getting to the point, you get to that point where now it's just you and the world, and you, and then everybody gets to be.
But the world cannot always be for you.
The world will adjust for you.
No,
it will adjust for you.
The world
will adjust for you, because
how are you gonna be able to have the world adjust for you? So they understand you?
No.
Or they hear you? How would that happen?
Okay.
I want to understand.
Yeah. So if I say the world will adjust for you, meaning that the world have no option to accept who you are.
Yes.
And then they accepting who you are, they get to see who you truly are, and then they get to act according to who you are. So let's use Tyler Perry, this guy, where he started acting and all that. When he got to know who he was and what he carries, he set the tone of what he wants to do. Now, any producer, anybody, adjust themselves to what he's demanding and how he wants things done, because they know his principles, they know his boundaries, they know his excellence, everything is putting out there. So they're like, oh, they can be like, I'm sticking my neck for this, even if he's not paying me. I'm doing this because I'm getting the recognition, I'm getting that. And like how what's the name, Tarajis, they've been going on TV talks and they've been saying highly stuff about him, because he is sticking his neck out for the people he feels like they are worth it. And then they too, they are adjusting to do exactly what. So now you get my point.
Yes.
So when you put yourself in a position where this is me, this is where I've gotten to, now I'm not this person anymore. Don't talk about me that way. Don't act around me that way. Let's put that part on the side. Now whenever you see me come, I'm come to talk about this. I'm come to maybe react about funny videos. I'm going to do this. Let's focus on this me. Adjust to it, accept this me, and then.
But people will still bring the other.
Let them be. It's up to you to focus and be disciplined enough to say that what it's like somebody throwing stones at you. It's either you throw it back at them or you use it to build, and becomes a platform that you stand on. So everything that about knowing yourself is knowing the power you have. Because the power I have is what I give there, and if you can't, you don't belong here.
Move on.
Yes, because this is me. This is what I carry. Like you see how some certain people, like let's use President Trump. He knows who he is. It doesn't matter what. When he stands and talk, it's like nobody has power than him. But other agencies have power than him. But yes, because he knows.
He set the platform for it.
Yes, and he sets the tone to how anybody can react. And what you react, he either he acknowledges it or not. And when he ignores you, the way he go pepper you because he has ignored you, and everybody expect a reaction from him because he is the one that gives the reactions, and he's no longer giving it. You get it?
Yeah. Got it.
How
Work on that.
How much are you paying?
No, that was not therapy. You were just telling your audience.
Audience!
Telling your audience how things can be done. Somebody just learned something.
Yeah, and you just learned
I'm not in therapy.
And you just
We don't record therapies, do we?
No.
Okay, so I'm not in therapy.
but
I see where you're coming
yeah.
from. Yeah. It's a process. I might not even be in the public eye anymore. I might just enjoy what I have and just support you to be take my footsteps
yes,
in
yes.
a different direction.
Yeah.
Just support that and just be the little back burner.
Thank you. As you're about to wrap up, what advice do you have for your new self?
Advice for my new self. Be you, be me, be how you can be me. Don't stress yourself, don't set standards, just work on you if you feel like you need work done.
Don't say don't set standards. Say
No, don't set
say,
standards.
No, say it this way. Set standards
That are achievable.
that in accordance, and then you keep adding on to
But
those standards.
when I say don't set standards, my thing is don't put yourself in a situation where you have a goal or a standard that you cannot achieve.
Oh, okay.
Just give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
Be
One
be
step at a
kind
time.
on yourself
Mm-hmm.
and just do what you can with what you have. So I'm not saying like lower standards, or I'm just saying like trying to say I want to put myself here in a week, and then you can't make it.
Yeah.
So put yourself where you're able to achieve those goals, achieve those standards, so then you don't disappoint yourself. I hate to like people go to church or my New Year resolution and they say all the stuff and then they don't even do one. I don't do that. I take
Ask me about my New Year resolution.
your New Year resolution. What was it?
A lot.
And then
It's like 15. I only have done like two.
yeah,
This
that's
is
the
one
thing.
of it, and then, but I mean the year has not ended.
It's
so
6 months.
It's still not ended.
It's halfway.
It's still
I'm
not
just saying.
ended.
But I'm not saying
I
you
get
cannot
it.
do
You
it.
can do it.
But
I'm
what I'm
just
saying is I try not to put myself in a situation where I disappoint myself.
So because we put a lot on ourselves, and then get to a point where we get to lose ourselves and become somebody else or
Then we
something
are
else
against ourselves.
and
we
then
don't
we
give
don't
ourselves grace.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
yeah, and then we.
I just take it day by day now. Because I can honestly say I've lived longer than my mom. And I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take it day by day and do what I can when I can at the moment.
So have you? I'm gonna wrap up. But have you ever gotten to a point where, in the process of knowing yourself, there was a part of your body that you hated?
Hmm. I was evolving that body type that we have, the V shape in our family. I was like, I don't like this. I see it coming and it's coming. My shoulders are getting broader, my boobs are getting big, and I'm going like this. I'm like, no, not in this family. I'm not joining that queue. So it comes with you being you and knowing who you are and accepting. And that doesn't mean that you're insecure.
Yeah, it's
That
just
doesn't mean you don't have
acknowledging,
self-confidence. You acknowledging that, hey, I know this is not the type I want.
Yeah.
It is in the family. The women get older and they start looking that way. What can I do to put myself where I feel like, okay, and I have the resources here in America.
Yeah.
I'm not in Ghana, so why not?
Yeah.
I take advantage of that. Take care of me. Let me look how I want to look. Wear my little jeans, and I'm like, okay, girl.
And you just.
Because you and
Look-
your
look-
sister took everything I had from
And you
me.
look at your peaches. You're like, oh.
Them apples are on point, apple
They
bottom.
all plummy.
Hmm And if you can't handle it, I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with being insecure, don't have self.
Yeah.
It's you knowing who you are, what you want, and how you want to look.
Yeah.
I have nothing against who wants to do what. It's just the ones that overdo it, and
Yeah.
then they end up looking
Like
uglier,
chopsticks.
like a SpongeBob.
Anyway, so for me, as I started to get to know me and grow, I started hating my tattoos.
They're doable. You can
Yeah,
remove them.
but yeah, it's also I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna keep it because there was a story behind.
There's a story
behind
and you know what?
every-
I
every
when
tat.
you use the word hate, it's too harsh.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just like
Dislike.
yes, you get to a point in your life where you dislike something about
Yeah.
you, but you cannot dislike a tattoo.
Mhm.
Okay, this is just me saying this. You there was a reason why you did it, but you have tattoos of you, your name, and grandma's name. You can't hate that.
Yeah.
That's your great grandma who raised
Yeah.
you. You have you and your family
Yeah.
as a tattoo.
Yeah.
You can't hate that.
I think it was more of
I think it's because now you're using religion
no, it
too
wasn't
much.
even, no, it's not even about religion. I think it was more of like culturally people see you and they like
Just because you have ink,
yeah,
you look
they,
down on it.
yeah, they look and they think, oh, she's a wayward girl or she's that. So,
And that's the thing.
that got to me. But then as like I said before, like as I used to grow and as I was growing, like evolving, I started hating, disliking it. But then when I got to a point where I'm like, oh, you see, I said like, but there's a story behind it. There is all that, and then I got to embrace it. I'm like,
And if you
don't wanna
ever want to cover it, you can.
I will
But there's
it hasn't gotten to that point.
there's life scars.
Mhm.
They are not there.
Yeah.
They are not visual.
Visible, yeah.
They are not visible, but in your brain, somewhere back there, there is a scar
Yeah.
there. And I'm telling you, you can visualize that scar in your brain and remember the story that goes with that particular scar.
Yes.
So if you have a tattoo that has a story behind it, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all these invisible scars that we have
Yeah.
that have stories to it. And me, I have my scars.
Mhm. You do.
And I have stories to them.
Yeah.
And maybe if every little mistake we made in this life or every regret that we have left a scar on our bodies,
Oh
we would have preferred tattoos to cover them.
my God. Yeah.
So if you look at it that way, that if I don't have the life experience scar to leave like slashes all over my body, that I needed tattoos to cover it, but I have a tattoo that has a story behind it, I'll take that.
Yeah, I think that when all those stories around like getting to know me, getting to it was part of me telling the story on my body and displaying the scars on my body. But then people see it as act and they're like, oh.
But
then
you cannot replace or represent a scar with a tattoo. It won't be able to tell the story.
it wouldn't do it justice.
Yes.
But then
That's why it's
you
better
know,
to just leave
yeah,
it
you know
emotionally.
why you have it because it is a symbol to something.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, so that's one of the things that I.
Okay.
All right, we all done. My name is Sahima Nanama. This is Coffee and Unfiltered. My mom came for therapy and we did. And she'll be here another time. And please don't say you're not coming.
I'll think that.
Because and you did a great job. Thank you so much for supporting me. And
I can only be a mother.
oh,
I have no choice. I have to be a mother.
Thank you so much. So, have a good one. Look forward for every videos, every week for videos on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, Comfy and Unfiltered. And whenever you see this video, put a comment down,
Yes,
it,
and bring
share
questions
it,
that
and bring
you want
questions
answered.
that you want me to ask her.
Or
Because
stuff you want to discuss.
yes, because I have a lot to drag out of her. Now that we are besties, let me grab some from her.
Oh, Lord.
Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.